How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the Nfa Podcast, episode number 2 for your Wednesday night, August 14, 2024. Hope you guys are all doing well. We are live, and we have got Warriors NRL Fanatics on once again, and special guest tonight, simply the Nathan. Nathan, I'll start with you. How are you, bro? And thank you very much for accepting the invitation to come on to
No
tonight's
worries, mate.
episode.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's actually been quite a while since I've been on the channel, so it's always good to
Yes.
catch up with you guys and to catch up with everybody in the live chat. I hope everyone's doing all good. Not bad for a Wednesday night. Came for the podcast.
Yeah, plenty to talk about tonight, and we've got Warriors and our Fanatics again, backing up from
Yep.
last week. How's it going, Fanatics?
Yeah, I'm doing very well, Nick, and it's good to see you, Nathan, on the channel. Hope everyone's doing well and having a great week, and looking forward to the podcast tonight. It was thought it was a good debut last week, and looking forward to tonight as well. So plenty to discuss around
Oh,
the
plenty.
footy world, and there's also a lot of sport coming up this week as well, which we'll talk about as well. So looking forward
It's a
to the
big weekend,
episode.
man. It's a
Yep.
big weekend, and we will get to it, man. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe to the channels. Would really appreciate that. If you're a regular viewer, thank you for tuning in once again. Hello to the chat. Hello to Lockie, Jason, Josh, SS Storm fan, Daniel Bate, all the way from the UK. Michael, Cody. Hello, Cody. Hope you're well. Hello to Bunker. Hello to the OG, CJ Moxley, Rishi. Sure, I've missed a few people. Apologies if I miss out on saying hello because I can't get to everyone because it's YouTube's not letting me go that far back. But no, it's going to be good. Plenty to go over tonight, man. Plenty to go over. And I just want to say quickly, I have never been so excited for a weekend of sport all year. Maybe Magic Round was my favorite of the entire year, but this weekend is going to be huge. You've got the NRL round 24, some big games to look forward to, a lot happening there. You've got the Super League Magic Weekend, which is basically Magic Round. Super League Magic Round is going to be insane. The Premier League returns. The soccer is back. I can't wait for that. Um, Even the AFL's got some chaos going on at the moment with top 8 and top 4 and all that sort of stuff. Everything's happening, man. It's going to be such a good weekend. So probably the biggest weekend of the entire year. I'm so excited, man. I'm really keen for everything that's happening this weekend. But boys, let's get into the show. We've got a little bit to go over tonight, and we're going to start off with the news that broke this morning. Valentine Holmes signs a 3-year deal with the Dragons. The Dragons haven't announced it yet, but they will announce it probably this week sometime, but it's pretty much confirmed. Valentine Holmes signs a 3-year deal with the Dragons. What a signing for the Dragons. Nathan, what's your take on this?
Oh man, like I woke up this morning, woke up to that news quite literally, and wow. Oh man, this is such a win-win for both clubs. And I'll get to the Cowboys side in a minute, but let's talk about the Dragons for a moment. They're losing Zach Lomax next year, a Origin series winner, and they've basically replaced him with another Origin player. Val Holmes back on the Shane Flanagan. Who knows what's going to happen with the two back together again? It's going to be incredible to witness. And, mate, I'm so excited for this signing. I'll tell you what, I'm really excited. I'm just happy to see the Dragons. You know, first time this is the best signing that they've had in goodness knows how long. As for the Cowboys, I mean, I can understand why they didn't choose to re-sign him. At $850K is a little bit too much considering the form that he has been on this year. But it's also a blessing in disguise for the Cowboys because now they've got plenty of cash to maybe look for another gun outside back, maybe re-sign a couple of players. I think Reuben Cotter and Reece Robson are two players that you want to try and re-sign. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nick.
Connor's about to get a deal, and Robson is going to get extended next year as well.
Well, that Val Holmes money will definitely be good for that kind, to pitch into that. But the best part about it all, in my opinion, is you get to blood some of your juniors. You got Tom Chester coming through. You got Zach Labert coming through. There is a bunch of Cowboys juniors there that a lot of people don't know yet, but they're guns. They are guns, and no pun intended, they're young guns.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's a win-win for both parties. Well done to the Dragons and the Cowboys. Again, there's a silver lining there.
Yeah, well, big call from the Dragons. They're going to pay him more money than what the Cowboys did, so risky, very risky. But we'll see what happens there. What do you think, Fanatics? What's your take on the Dragons signing Valentine Holmes?
Look, I mean, I know there's been some rumours for quite some time that he was that he may be leaving the Cowboys because there were, I think, Parramatta or another team that were trying to get him as well. So I think it's a good signing for the Dragons. For the next 3 years, it's a good deal. I look at it as it's good for the Dragons, but the Cowboys as well. There's also a positive in a way because although Holmes is a good player, the Cowboys can look to the future as well. Like they've got some good young players that they can probably play there. Holmes is an experienced player. He's been around for quite a while, but I think his form this year probably hasn't been quite there. I don't think it's been quite there as it has been in the past. But the Dragons are getting a good player. With Lomax, of course, leaving to go to the Dragons, which is a big blow. So them bringing in Holmes, they've got a bit of experience here that they can call upon. He's a good goal kicker as well, Holmes as well. So that'll help the Dragons. But yeah, look, I think it's a good move for the Dragons, but also I think for the Cowboys, it's not really much of a negative. Albeit the Cowboys may miss him, but I don't think it'll be as big of a blow as it would be. So yeah, I'm sort of like in a way I'm on the fence with this because I feel like it's good for the Dragons, but also for the Cowboys, it's probably not a massive blow for them moving forward. So
you know what I reckon? I reckon Valentine Holmes.
Yeah.
The money that he's on,
Yep,
probably just isn't good enough for the current salary cap. Like I think Val Holmes has been a great player at the Cowboys and he's done a great job at the Cowboys, but I think defensively this year and last year it was a bit of a concern and it has been a bit of a worry. And I mean the Dragons are taking his entire money, so the Cowboys don't have to worry about. Cowboys don't have to worry about paying any more money for Val, which is probably a good thing for us. But look, I am very thankful for the service of Valentine Holmes. He's done a great job at the Cowboys, but to move him on, it is what it is. It's a bit of a big call, I guess, but his performances this year have been very hot and cold, and last year has been hot and cold as well. I think we're going to target a front rower. There's rumours of Regan Campbell-Gillard, but we'll see how that unfolds over the coming week or so. But there's rumours the Hammer could come back to the Cowboys as well, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But not a bad buy for the Dragons. I think he'll go down to the Dragons and he'll play fullback, boys. He's going to play fullback. So.
Oh really? Look.
Sloan will probably end up on the wing. So
yeah,
interesting.
No, it's. I guess we'll just have to play it by ear.
Yeah. You boys still hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're loud and clear on my end.
All good.
Yeah, sorry, it's just the internet cut out a little bit, that's all. I wasn't sure if I completely cut out or not. You know what I do reckon, but the Dragons, they're buying a lot of old players. Like they bought Damien Cook, who's like 31, 32. Val's like 28, 29. So like they're getting a lot of older players, which is also a risk. But good on the Dragons. But I'll tell you this. If you think the Dragons are paying $850,000 for Val to play on the wing, there's no way that's happening. He's going to play fullback. There's no way. You wouldn't pay that kind of money for a winger unless your name's Brian Toto. But anyway, big call. Good signing there for the Dragons. Good on them. Speaking of Dragons, Kyle Flanagan suspended for biting. This is such a controversial topic, man. So obviously last Saturday night it was Dragons Bulldogs at Cogra, and the turnout looked outstanding on TV. But here's my issue. Here is my issue. Kyle Flanagan versus Stephen Crichton. So Kyle Flanagan goes to the NRL judiciary last night. The Bulldogs and Stephen Crichton do not provide any evidence to the NRL judiciary about the situation. Crichton did complain about it, and then it went to the judiciary. The Dogs didn't send anything in, so they were going off the TV and all that sort of stuff. Stephen Crichton was all over Kyle Flanagan's face, and he wouldn't get off, but Kyle Flanagan's defense was biting, which obviously isn't allowed, but it's a very tough topic to talk about. But Nathan, do you think the suspension was the right call?
I mean, look, whether it is the right or the wrong call, at the end of the day, he did bite Stephen Crichton, and at the end of the day, you're going to get punished. I mean, you just can't do it. We saw Kevin Proctor a couple of years back, did it with Sean Johnson. We saw it with Jack Whiten last year, did it on Tyson Gamble in the finals. At the end of the day, you're going to get punished for biting because it's not on. Now, whether it's up for debate, yeah, I know Crichton may have got into his face a little bit and, you've got no choice. But every action, at the end of the day, every action has a consequence. And unfortunately for for Kyle Flanagan, do the crime, you do the time.
What do you think, Fanatics? What's your take on it?
Yeah, it's a big topic. It's a massive topic in the rugby league world. And I know Kyle Flanagan went to the judiciary to fight it, and he was unsuccessful, which I think is if you're gonna bite another player, I think it's pretty fair. I think the suspension is very fair. Because you just can't do it. In rugby league, you just can't do stuff like that because I think it's just not on. And it's a bit dirty in my opinion. So yeah, look, I think it's correct, and it shouldn't be happening. And if you've got other players that have done it in the past, the likes of your Jack Whitens and that have done it and being suspended. So you've got to be consistent, and consistent they are. With Kyle Flanagan. So yeah, I think it's fair for me.
You know what I reckon?
Yep.
And it's going to be a controversial take. I think Kyle Flanagan, obviously he got 4 weeks, right? He got a 4-week suspension. I reckon he should have only got 1 week.
Ooh, all right.
We're going to have a disagreement here, man, and I'm happy to debate this. I really am. Stephen Crichton was all over Flanagan. He was on his face, elbows and shit. He wouldn't get off him. He would not get off him. Now, Kyle Flanagan, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't defend himself. He wasn't able to defend himself at all. But the biting, yes, it's a bad thing to do when it should not happen. You can't bite. That's why I think the 1 week suspension is fair. But fuck me. What the hell is Kyle Flanagan meant to do? He has no self-defense whatsoever. He bites him to try and make it stop. I think 4 weeks is tough, man. And the other thing that I will mention with this whole thing, if Stephen Crichton had such a big problem with the biting, why didn't he send evidence with the Bulldogs to the NRL judiciary? There was no evidence last night whatsoever They were going off a fucking TV from Channel 9 and Fox Sports because that's what channel the game was on, Channel 9 and Fox. If it was such a big problem, why didn't the Bulldogs provide evidence to the situation? I think it's tough. I think 4 weeks is tough. So for me, I would have just said, you know what, 1 week, maybe 2 weeks for biting because you can't bite. So he was going to be suspended, in my opinion, regardless. But I just think with the Bulldogs not providing the evidence, that's why I think it should be a lighter suspension. I think 4 weeks is tough. What do you think about that? Disagree?
Look, I agree to a certain extent. Like, okay, yeah, I think a week or two, yeah, fair enough. 4 weeks might be a little bit over the top, but I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to really sort of say. I think 2 weeks. Personally, I think 2 weeks is fair.
I think 2 weeks is fine.
I would have gave him 2 weeks on that. 4 weeks. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the judiciary.
But Nathan, what I will say, if the Bulldogs went to the judiciary last night, like they were meant to, but they decided not to, they went to the judiciary and said, "We want him suspended. We want you to come down hard on him because he bit him." There was a video on Fox after the game where he was interviewed and he was bleeding, so it was obvious that he was bitten. But if the Bulldogs had such a problem with it and they wanted Flanagan suspended, they should have went last night. They should have went to the judiciary or sent something in. The judiciary last night was run by Henry Paranara and someone else, and they were going off TV footage, bro. This is why I think 4 weeks is tough. That's just because Jack Whiten last year in the finals against the Knights, he bit someone and got 4 weeks. Like, come on. I think it's tough. I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
look,
2 weeks. One to 2 weeks I would have been fine with. I just don't agree with the 4 weeks, considering the Bulldogs didn't provide evidence. This is why I got a problem with it. But anyway, let's move on from this topic now, and some really big news out of the Cowboys yesterday. The Cowboys have dropped Chad Townsend. Now,
wow.
Look, I'm a Cowboys supporter, and I always will be. I'll always support the club, and I'll always support the decisions that they make. Some you can question at the time. The Chad Townsend one is one that, not me, because I love Chad Townsend. I think Chad Townsend is a great player. He's been great for the club. A lot of Cowboys fans on Facebook and Instagram and social media have been begging and praying to drop Chad Townsend. I've sort of been sitting back going, okay, maybe he needs to play better. Maybe things just aren't going the right way. But my God, you don't need to hammer him you go too far about it, far out, man. But goodness me, it's a big call for the Cowboys to drop Chad Townsend this close to finals. Round 24 this weekend. Cowboys got this week, round 26, round 27. So it's going to be 3 games with a different halfback. Nathan's just got an internet problem. He'll be back in a minute. But such a gamble to do it this time of year. Such a gamble. Fanatics, I know you haven't been the biggest Chad Townsend fan over a while now, but what's your take on the whole thing?
Look, being completely honest, I mean, I feel like I don't think Townsend's been playing well this year. I don't think he's been playing well this year, and I think it's probably warranted. Some people might have different opinions. Some people might think it's warranted. Some people might think it's not warranted. But I think for me, watching the Cowboys this year, watching Townsend play, I don't think he is. Well, I'm not saying he's to blame and all, but I don't think he's been playing well enough, to warrant selection each week for you guys. But that's the way I see it. But yeah, look, his form's not quite there. So I think this is probably the right call, in my opinion. But it'll be interesting to see how they go this week without Townsend in the side. Because I
Yeah,
know what he
well,
brings. He brings that leadership and experience, and I understand that. But I'll be interested to see how it all goes this week. When the Cowboys play, how they go without him. So
well, there's been periods during the season where Chad did have a good run of form. I remember,
yeah,
I think it was the Titans game, then it was Magic Round, Tigers game,
mm,
then it was the Roosters game, and the Raiders game. Like there was a good patch of form there over like a 2 month period where Townsend was actually going pretty good and he was playing a lot better. But
yep,
bro, ever since that Manly game where he missed those 2 field goals, it just hasn't been. His form hasn't been the same, bro. Like the Tigers game, he did all right there a couple of weeks ago, but it's just the reason I think Chad's been dropped. I think it's defense. I think it's been defense. I think that's what it is. His kicks have been all right. I can't really complain about his kicking game too much, but his defense, that's probably what's cost him his spot. Now, Jake Clifford, he's off contract. He needs to really show his worth now. This is Clifford's opportunity. Really good opportunity for Jake Clifford now to come into the team and do a really good job. There's a lot of pressure on Clifford now, which I kind of feel for, but I'm okay with Chad being dropped. He's moving on next year, but it's just one of those things where, unfortunately for Chad, it's a tough business. You just got to accept it now, I suppose. But Nathan, what do you think about it?
I think you've pretty much just taken all the words I'm going to say out. So, but look, I think it definitely was a long time coming.
A lot of people will say that. A lot of people will say that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Chad Townsend, on his day, he's a great player. As you said, he brings that leadership role. The biggest issue is his defense. Obviously, that's the big issue. Is his defense is not that great. Jake Clifford, oh my days, he is under so much pressure. As you said, he's off contract. This is his make or break game.
All he has to do on Saturday night is go out there, kick well, make his tackles, do his job. That's all he has to do.
Just like pretty much, yeah.
Feed in and drink water. They'll control the team. Jake Clifford just has to worry about his right edge. Make sure he makes those tackles on, Hudson Young and Adam Cook and all these sort of guys that is going to make sure he's tackling those guys. But big call from the Cowboys, especially this close to finals.
Right.
Now, on to some really positive news. Kieran Foran reaches 300 NRL games. What a fantastic career. Now, look, Kieran Foran, he's been kicked in the stomach. He's done an arm, done a leg, done a lot of injuries over his career. And for someone like him to reach 300 games, one hell of an effort, in my opinion. Nathan, obviously, you're a Manly fan, and Kieran Foran is now at the Titans. Mate, you gotta be happy for Foz.
Man, Kieran Foran is still one of my top favourite players of all time right now. He, a Manly legend. He has been through hell and back through multiple clubs. He's been one on his day, and even now, he's been a champion player. Very underrated career, in my opinion. To see him get 300 games just makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy to see a bloke like him get this incredible milestone, and he deserves it. He 100% deserves it. There's just so much good things I can say about the bloke, but obviously we're going to be here all day. And just, so happy for him. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be good for the Titans as well, because this is the very first time, I believe, in their history that they're going to have a 300-game player. So that's
It just shows where they're at as a club, eh? I can't bloody keep anyone.
I mean, look, it's not about the Titans. It's about Kieran Foran. It's about him. I hope he kills it on Sunday against the Dragons. Just champion player. I'd love to meet him one day. I'd love to meet him.
What's your take on it, Warriors NRL Fanatics? Kieran Foran reaching 300 NRL games.
Yeah, look, it's been a great NRL career for Kieran Foran. He's been around the joint for a while. He's started off at Manly. Had some good games against us, which has been a pain over the years, especially when Warriors and Manly for years and years. But he's a good player. He's a great player, and good leader. Good role model as well. He's been around the game for quite some time. He's also had some struggles with injuries, and he's definitely represented the Kiwis pretty well over the past as well when he's played for us. So I think it's been a great career for Kieran Foran, and reaching 300 NRL games is an awesome achievement. It's not an easy thing to achieve in the NRL. Let alone 100, 250 games, but 300 is a massive milestone. So just like to congratulate Kieran Foran on 300 NRL games this weekend, and look, maybe who knows, maybe he's still got a couple of years left in the NRL. It's just and he's been playing well. I think he's been playing well this year as well. So
well, you reckon? I mean, up and down.
well enough, I'd say, well enough. But
I mean, when you play for the Titans, it's very hard to have a good season. I mean, we know how much of a very ordinary club that they are. They're very very poor. But good on Kieran Foran. Good on him. Great career. He's had a lot to go through, man. He's been to a lot of clubs, a lot of injuries. He's done fantastic. So good on Foz. What a career, man. Right, moving on to a little bit of Rabbitohs news. Well, will Wayne Bennett turn Souths around next year? The Rabbitohs this season have just been an absolute collapse. Complete disaster. Bunch of injuries at the start, and then just the coach got sacked, and then things started to go okay for a little while there through Ben Hornby. I think they won like 4 or 5 in a row. And things have just been terrible for Souths this season. A lot of injuries. Wayne Bennett goes back there next year. Will he turn them around to potentially be a top 8 team next year, Nathan? What do you reckon?
Look, I mean, injuries were a major factor in South Sydney's collapse this year. Obviously, Wayne Bennett, you pretty much know what you're going to get from Wayne Bennett. He's taken teams to the top 4 before. I do say Souths will make the 8 next year. They're bringing in some great players. They're bringing in Ewan Aiken. I heard Royce Hunt might be going there. I think he is. I'm not sure. And then obviously you've got your superstars like your Terrell Mitchell, your Cody Walker, your AJ, your Campbell Graham, Cameron Murray, Keon Kolomatangi. Like, the roster there is stacked. It is absolutely stacked. They've got young talent, Tyron Monroe, Jacob Gagai in there. Like, they've got some great names. Tallis Duncan, that's another one. They've got some great names at the club, but the player I'm really excited to check out next year is Lewis Dodd.
Yes, from St. Helens.
Lewis Dodd. I've heard a lot of great things. Now, obviously, used to watch the Super League quite a bit.
I watch it every week, yeah.
So you'd probably have a better idea on how Lewis Dodd is and that. But
he's usually pretty good, bro. I mean, he did get dropped there a few weeks ago, but he came back and he's been going well.
So look, I'm pretty keen to see how Souths go next year. I think they will be back in the top 8, top 4. Who knows? But top 8, yeah, definitely.
I can't say top 4. Top 8 I can see, bro. Like, you look at their roster, you look at who they're gonna get back. Like Campbell Graham. Do we forget about how good of a player he is? Campbell Graham, when he's fit, he's a top 5 center in the game, bro. You got a couple of young prospects like Tyrone Munro coming through, Latrell, fully healthy. Under Wayne, we know what he can do. Cody Walker played his best under Wayne. There's so many guys that will Jack Whiten as well. Like we know what he can do on his day. So I think next year, South Sydney's South Sydney's well, they got to make the eight. They have to. Otherwise, it'll be a disappointment. Considering what they have on at the club, what their roster is, top eight, they have to make the eight, bro. They just have to, or it's disappointing. What's your take on it, Cody? Will Wayne turn Souths around next year?
Yeah, look, I think Wayne will definitely turn them around. I don't know if it'll be a dramatic turnaround. But look, they've got the side, they've got the squad to do it. They've definitely got the team to do it. I thought they were going to do well this year, but obviously
Well,
not
we
not
all
the
did.
greatest season to be fair. But obviously now with Wayne coming in, we've seen what he's done with the Dolphins. The Dolphins in the short term. He's still got the Dolphins in contention to make the eight this year as well. So I think it all depends on injuries. Obviously this year they've had a few. They've had with Latrell being out, they had Cameron Murray being out. There's been quite a few injuries and suspensions and of course the coaching drama as well, which has really affected them. So yeah, I'm just saying it all depends on whether they can keep a fully fit side. When they've got a fully fit side, I think Souths are probably one of the most dangerous teams in the comp. I think they're well up there to challenge the likes of your Penriths, and that Melbourne's and that. So yeah, I think next year they should be really in the top eight. Top four, is definitely a possibility, but I just think they will probably be around about that, near to the top eight spot. For
I've got a
next year,
bold call.
yeah, they've got to be.
You want to hear this?
Yep.
Next season, the Roosters are losing a lot of quality, as in Manu, Suoli'i, Kiri, Hargraves. They're losing a lot of quality. I reckon next year, South will finish higher than the Roosters.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm calling it early.
I can see it. I can see a world where that can happen. Definitely.
I just think next year, right, the Roosters team isn't going to be near the top four like they are at the moment, and they haven't really bought anyone for next year. I think Souths next year can really. I reckon they can finish higher than the Roosters next season. Bold call, but I just got a feeling.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Can happen, man. Roosters are losing a lot of quality next year. A lot of quality. They haven't bought anyone either, man. They were offered Val Holmes, but the Roosters said, "Oh, we don't have the money."
Which, I mean,
if the Roosters had the money, you'd think they would have bought Val Holmes, right? Not the Dragons.
More likely, yeah.
Like, with all due respect, with the way things are at the moment, I would much rather go to the Roosters than the Dragons. Like, with the whole, Allianz Stadium being as amazing as it is and all that sort of stuff, I think the Roosters, they should have looked at Val. They said, we don't have the money.
They're a destination club.
How do the Roosters not have the money when they're losing so much quality? I just don't understand that. But anyway,
I guess they don't want to pay the big pay that Val Holmes comes with. Maybe they want to hold out another player. I don't know.
You're probably right. But hey, obviously, this time next year, we'll see if I'm right or wrong about Roosters and Souths. But I reckon Souths can finish higher than the Roosters next year. It's possible. All right, moving on. Boys, Super League Magic Round this weekend. I know a lot of people in the live chat don't watch the Super League or don't keep up with it, but basically it's the NRL version of Magic Round. Every game will be on Fox and KO as always, so that's going to be entertaining as hell. But Fanatics, bro, what do you think about this Super League Magic Round? Will you be watching any games?
Yeah, I'll try and watch a few. I'll catch up with a few as I can. But yeah, look,
Yeah.
I think Magic Round is, always one of the highlights. It's been a highlight in the NRL calendar. It's a highlight for the Super League as well because you've got all those teams playing in one ground. And it also brings the fans together. You see different teams with different jerseys. Fans
Yeah.
with different jerseys on at our games, and it was all great festival. Of footy. But I'll be interested to see what the crowd numbers are going to be for that Super League Magic Round this week, because I know
Oh,
the
yeah.
Premier League starts up this week at the same time. So
We'll
I'm
get
just
to that in a minute.
yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute. But if you guys don't know this, and a lot of people probably don't know this, the Super League
Mm,
actually started the Magic Round idea back in 2007, I believe
yep.
it was.
Yep.
The NRL stole the idea off the Super League. So
Mm,
everyone out there that says online, "Oh, Super League's just copying the NRL," you're completely wrong. The NRL stole the idea off the Super League, and you know what? I'm glad they did, because Magic Round is one of the great weekends, and
definitely.
Fanatics, we've been there a couple times now, and it's
Yep.
such a good time, bro. I saw a few Super League jerseys this year. I saw a Salford jersey. I saw a Wigan. I saw a St. Helens,
Yeah.
Leeds. It's great, man. It's great. I guarantee you there'll be a lot of NRL jerseys at the Super League Magic Round this weekend. Guarantee it. Nathan, what's your take on it, bro?
Yeah, I mean, it's a. I'm as I said before, I don't know a lot about the Super League, unlike used to and that. But yeah, I mean, great chance for me and a lot of others who are casual to the Super League to get introduced to the competition over there.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be watching my boys, Hull KR. They're playing, I
On top of
think,
the ladder,
yeah, top of the
Catalan.
ladder at the moment, which, wow. They're going to be playing Catalans, which is always going to be a great game. Yeah, look, bring it on. Bring it on. I don't really have much else to say. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Well, make sure you tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also going to be doing a live reaction Sunday
Ooh,
night to the Salford
tune
vs
into
League game.
that as well. Tune into that.
10:30 p.m. kickoff. Perfect time slot, to be honest. So make sure you tune in on Sunday night, guys. 10:30 p.m. I'll be doing a live reaction to Salford versus Lee Leopards. Should be a lot of fun.
And if you can, guys,
Speaking of other sport that's on this weekend, holy shit. The Premier League returns. It's all happening. It's all happening, man. Like I said before, you got the NRL to look forward to this weekend. So much chaos. The AFL's got chaos. You got the Super League Magic Round, and you've got the Premier League returning. The soccer is back. Fanatics, Man City are going to lose this season, hopefully.
You say that's a bit wishful thinking there, Nick. Yeah, look, I'm obviously excited for the Premier League. Always have been. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this season, because it's going to be really interesting to see whether my boys can go 5 in a row. I know we made history last time winning 4 in a row, but 5 in a row would be crazy in itself, because that's never ever happened in the Premier League before. So I know we're going to have challenges ahead though, Arsenal and your Liverpools and the likes. So yeah, look, it should be good. Premier League, I'm looking forward to it this year as well. So
yeah. Well, Nathan, I know you're an Aston Villa fan, and last year you guys had a very good season that no one really saw coming. You're expecting the same sort of year for Aston Villa?
I hope so, man. We laid the foundations last year. That was the most successful season in the Premier League I think we've had in a long, long time. Since like back in the old Division 1 days in the early 80s was the last time we were actually this good.
Well, anyway, both of your teams are going to suck. Chelsea are going to win it all. It's our year. Blue is the colour. Football is.
Jesus.
Blue is the colour. Football is the game.
I cannot wait till Chelsea play Villa. I cannot.
Well, we're playing. Actually, Fanatics, it's me and you on Monday morning. Chelsea versus Man City.
Yeah.
It's going to be the NFA Fanatics Cup.
I think we have West Ham at the start.
What about the A-League, Nick? Well, yeah, I probably need to get into the A-League. In the A-League, I do go for, unfortunately, Perth Glory, who had a horrible year last year. But that's all right.
Fanatics has got his A-League team now.
What's that?
Fanatics got his A-League team now, Auckland
I
FC.
do, yes. I originally didn't have a team in the A-League, but I've got one now with the New Zealand team coming in, the second New Zealand team, Auckland FC. So,
And
Yeah,
my
and
boys.
Nathan, who do you go for in the A-League?
Look, I got to go for the local boys. I go for Newcastle Jets. They were almost going to be extinct, but
nearly.
luckily the club was saved. And I actually do plan on getting a membership. Plan on getting a Jets membership, so I might go to a game or two, hopefully.
Yeah, nice.
And
nice.
hopefully we have a good season.
All right, moving on to the final topic, and then we'll get to the tips for the round of footy ahead. Were the Eels robbed against Penrith last week? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go onto YouTube, type up NRL, go to the full match of Panthers Eels, and there is at the end, they scored that match-winning try, right? There was an obstruction at the end. It was a very big call. I didn't mention it in the review because I didn't even think of it at the time, and it wasn't even brought up. But if you go back and a lot of people are complaining about it, man, the obstruction at the end. A lot of Eels fans are blowing up on social media. Now I know they led by 14 and they blew it, and I totally get it. But it's a big call. Nathan Fanatics, I sent you a photo yesterday about it. You would have saw it. What's your take on that being awarded a try? Because Liam Martin runs through the line, takes out Blaze Talangi, and they end up scoring a 60-meter try off it. What do you reckon? Try or no try? Very controversial decision.
You want to go first, Fanatics?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, well, this is the first time I thought I didn't actually think of anything of it at the time, like when I was watching the game live. The try to Liam Martin, it looked, on the video that you sent, it definitely looked like an obstruction. And should have been given. I don't think so. I think based on what I saw there, on that video there that you sent there, Nick. But yeah, I think if you can't give a try like that if it's blatant obstruction. So I know I've seen a few of those this year where they've been taken off. A lot of teams. So if you're going to be consistent, you're going to have to say no. It's not a try. And Lee Martin should have been.
That's a big call.
Yeah, it is a tough call. It's definitely a tough call. You could probably say it could go either way, but look, I think what I saw there, I think if it's clear as day, obstruction, you've got to say it's a penalty to the Eels and no try. That's just what I think. But were the Eels robbed? I personally don't think they were. When you have a lead like you did against Penrith and to blow it, I think the Eels really blew it because they had an opportunity there to upset Penrith, and they let Penrith back in the game, and you just can't do that. We know Penrith are a champion side, and they've done it before. They've come from behind, so I don't think they were robbed. I don't think they were robbed at all. But yes, a debatable call that goes against them, and should not have been a try.
All right, Nathan. I know you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I want your 10 cents. What do you reckon? Robbed or not?
I think Para might have a little bit of a case here, actually. I think Para fans might have a case. It definitely is very dodgy. A very dodgy try. Do I think Para were robbed? That's open to debate, I guess. But as Fanatics said, blowing a 30-point lead against Penrith, you can't do that because, Penrith will come back and get you. But it is a little, you know what I mean? Like, Para, man, I think they have a bit of a case.
You know what I reckon? And I'm the last person that'll defend a Parramatta robbery because of what happened in 2022 in the prelim final when they robbed us of a grand final. But you know what I actually think?
What's that?
I think it was obstruction. I think it did rob Parramatta, because if it is an obstruction, it's a Parramatta penalty, 40 metres out. Parramatta was still leading the game by 4 points, and there is 3.5 minutes to go. They would have won the game. They would have won. That was it. I think it's bullshit, man. I think it's bullshit. Liam Martin runs through the line, absolutely cleans up the Eels defence. All the Eels defence were trying to do was slide across. I think Blaze Talangi puts his arm out like this, and he's like trying to brace to slide across. Martin runs through. You watch the video through. Talangi gets knocked over, bro. He gets flattened. Absolutely flattened. Clear obstruction. They score a 50-metre try because of the decoy taking out the defence. If Liam Martin doesn't contact the Eels players, that try doesn't get scored. It doesn't happen. So, for me, look, you can talk about the 14-point choke all you like. You can talk about them allowing Penrith to score 2 tries in 2 minutes all you like. But at the end of the day, the Eels were in front, and that obstruction decision ended up being the difference in this contest, in my opinion. Now, I might be wrong. People are going to have their 10 cents. That's fine. Agree to disagree. But for me, terrible decision. I thought Parramatta were really hard done by that. And if they want to say robbery, they can say robbery because they have a case. Imagine if that decision was in a finals game, boys. I guarantee you the bunker look at it. Guarantee it.
There'll be a blow-up for sure, and there'll be an absolute blow-up.
The reason you're not hearing about it from the Parramatta point of view or from the NRL is because Parramatta are second last, Penrith are second on the ladder, and people just don't give a shit. But my opinion, we want to get the calls right before the finals, and I think that was a bit of a missed opportunity there last week. Bit of a bad call. But anyway, we all agree to disagree, and that is fine at the end of the day. Let's get into the tips, boys. Let's get into the round 24 tips. What we'll do, boys, we'll go through each game, and you can tell me who's going to win. Give me a 1 to 12 or a 13 plus. I don't care about first tries or any time. Just give me 1 to 12, 13 plus. We start off tomorrow night. Panthers Storm at Penrith. What a game. Nathan, who do you like in this one?
Look, I've got to go Penrith 1 to 12 in this one. I just trust Penrith a little bit more here than
Fair
Melbourne.
Enough. What about you, Fanatics? Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, look, I think this will be probably up there with one of the games that's around. Of course, it's first versus second, so it should be. But I'll go Panthers at home. Yeah, Panthers and Penrith there. But I think it'll be very close. So I'll go Panthers 1 to 12.
Tough.
For me. Yeah.
Tough game. I'm going to go the Storm 1 to 12. I think Melbourne will win. I like the Storm in this one. Friday night, the first game, we got Manly up against the Warriors out at Brookvale Oval. I think Manly will win, but I'm going to go Manly 1 to 12, boys. Fanatics, what do you reckon?
Yeah, look, this is going to be a bit of a tricky one for us. They all are now for the rest of the season. Yeah, look, I'll back the boys in. I'll back us in. Warriors 1 to 12, but it's my heart speaking more so. But yeah, Warriors 1 to 12.
Nathan, we all know you're going to back Manly in.
Yeah, look, Manly 1 to 12. But in my opinion, it doesn't really matter the scoreline as long as my Pookie, Tommy Talau, scores 1 or 2 more tries.
Yeah, Manly 1 to 12. The other game on Friday night, Roosters Eels at Allianz. For me, Roosters 13 plus.
I'm with you. Roosters 13 plus. I really haven't got nothing else to say.
Yeah, a bit of a bludger.
Yeah, Roosters 13 plus easily.
Bulldogs taking a home game to Bundaberg to play the Dolphins. This will be a good game, boys. Who do you like in this one?
This is match of the round sleeper right here, and it's going to be real back and forth. But in the end, I am going to go with, I don't know if you would say it's an upset or not, but I'm actually going to go the Dolphins 1 to 12.
That would be an upset, yes.
All right.
Fanatics?
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna say, yeah, no, I can't. I won't tip the. I won't tip the Dolphins here. I'll go with the Dogs. Yeah, Dogs for me. But I think it'll be close. Yeah, I'll go Dogs by 1-12.
Yeah, I'll go the Dogs 1-12. It'll be a really good game, this one. I think Dogs win in a tight one. The 5:30 game on Saturday, we got my Cowboys taking on the Raiders. This will be a really interesting game. Hopefully the Cowboys can get it done. Cowboys to win for me, but 1-12. Fanatics, what do you reckon?
Um, yeah, I just can't get a read on the Raiders. I just can't. You know, one week they look pretty promising. The next week, they're pretty disappointing. So, I just can't get a read on them. And Cowboys at home, look, last week they would be disappointed with that
Oh,
result.
don't even talk about last week. God
Yeah,
damn
sorry
it.
to bring it up, Nick, but I think they'll be they'll be in for a bit of a statement win, right? So I'm actually gonna go 13 plus. I just have a feeling Cowboys can win 13 plus. So yeah, I'm gonna go 13 plus Cowboys.
Yeah, Nathan, who do you think, bro? You think Cows or Raiders?
Well, pretty much what Fanatics said is spot on, but I'm going to go Cowboys 1-12. I think the Raiders could show up. I'll give the benefit of the doubt to them, but I think Cowboys will be too strong.
Also, just let everyone know, I'll be doing a live reaction to the Cowboys-Raiders game on Saturday night, so make sure you tune in and see the whole thing. It's going to be entertaining for sure. Then we got the Saturday night, put me to bed early, get me a pillow, absolute poo slinger. Who scheduled this game for Saturday night? I'd love to know. They shouldn't have a job next year. Tigers and Souths. This is going to suck.
Are you kidding me? This is match of the round. I can't wait for this. It's going to be fantastic. Two big titans of the rugby league world going at it. It's going to be a big bustle in that, but let's just say, to be honest, I'm just going to say South 1-12. The Tigers, they do show a lot of glimpses of good. And I actually give the Tigers a big chance here. But I just think South in the end will just be too classy. South 1-12.
Oh, God, I don't know. I'm going to go South 1-12, but I've got no idea.
Oh, you're going to love this game. It's going to be so good.
I'm not going to love it. I'm just going to...
You're going to love it. It's going to be amazing.
No, so are you tipping?
Yeah, look, this game is probably a game that I probably won't be too invested in. I'm going to say the Rabbitohs, Rabbitohs 1-12.
CJ in the chat, Nick, you do realise they scheduled it before the season? Yes. Yes. But my God, I wish I could change it. My God, this is going to be bad.
Are you kidding me? It's going to be it's going to be a great game, an absolute cracker.
After what happens, hopefully the Cowboys can get it done, because if the Cowboys lose and I got to watch this South and Tigers game, I am going to be drinking alcohol. I think it's going to have to happen. Maybe I'll need to make an appointment at Cogra Chemist and get some other things there.
Good old Cogra
Goodness
Chemist.
me.
Yes.
Goodness me. It's last versus third last. Give me a pillow.
Quickly as well, fun fact for you guys out there who love you a bit of trivia. This will be the first time South Sydney will play in Campbelltown since round 15, 1999.
I'm sorry, Nathan, but I just couldn't give a flying fuck about this game.
Oh,
I love the stat, but I couldn't care.
Look at the Titans, man. It's going to be great.
Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock, a game that actually has a meaning to it. Dragons, Titans at the Gong. Titans have never won there before, boys. Big game. For me, Dragons 1-12, but wouldn't be surprised if the Titans won this either.
Look, I really hope the Titans do show up for Kieran Foran and his 300th game. Problem with that is you just don't know what you're going to get with the Titans. They are so unpredictable, but the same thing can be said about the Dragons.
However, who are you tipping?
I do trust the Dragons of Wollongong. I'm going to say the Dragons 1-12.
All right. Fanatics, who are you going with?
Yeah, look, I don't know what to expect because, last week the Titans, I tipped them and they were really disappointing at home against the Sharks. The Sharks team, which, had no, Braden Trindle, no Hines, and, they got absolutely.
I just want the tip, brother. I just want the tip. Come on, who are you going for?
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go with the Dragons to win this one. Yeah, Dragons at home.
Fuck,
Dragons.
now I'm worried because we all tip Dragons.
Yeah.
But the reason I say this game is important, boys, is because if the Dolphins get beat, which some of us are predicting to happen, if Titans beat Dragons, Titans are only a game out of the 8. So that's why it's a really big game. But Dragons for me. And last game, Sharks Knights at Shark Park. I expect the Sharks to win 1-12, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sharks 1-12. Not hyping it up as before because it's not a Titans play, but whatever. Sharks 1-12.
This game might be okay. I don't know. I think Sharks will win 1-12. What do you think, Fanatics?
Yeah, I'll go Sharks, but I don't really trust them at the moment. But I'll go the Sharks at home. Yeah.
You can't trust the Sharks. You just can't. But they're the tips.
Yep.
Boys, I appreciate you for coming on. Fanatics, thank you very much. Second week in a row. Appreciate it, bro. And Nathan, appreciate you for coming on tonight, bro. It's been good.
I appreciate the invitation. I appreciate everybody watching the live stream. Go like, comment, subscribe to Nick from Australia's channel. All the support that he gets means the absolute world to him. And just keep being used. And I hope to see you again soon.
I'll see you very soon. Yes, indeed. But anyway, this is where the podcast comes to an end. Thanks for watching, guys. And we will probably go and have dinner because it's time to eat, I think. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And see you next time.
See ya.
Where's the outro? Here it is. Good night, lads.
Night.